want to paint a picture today of why love is so very important in our lives, of why we each cherish someone or many people ideally around us that value us in such a deep way that they know how to bring out the very best in us, and in fact aspire to create situations and experiences and interactions that will lead us closer to becoming the version that perhaps we want to become. My name is Sarab. I make videos about emotional intelligence every day. The idea is to inspire anyone that's watching to become, hopefully, the people that lead humanity forward rather than hold it where it's at. And love, I believe, is a big, big part of it. A lot of us, I think, end up in situations in life where we believe, after being heartbroken, that life is too difficult for us to aspire for greater things, for us to move to an even deeper level of consciousness, or perhaps a deeper level of spirituality. And the funny part to me is always that the genuine failure of finding the correct person to inspire us, or finding the correct people around us to make the very most out of our lives. That failure is the very thing that leads to a deeper love, my friend. It's the thing that gives our heart a chance to expand. When we feel the most selfish, when we really channel that deeply, in an evil sense, it can become a wall in the face of other people, an obstacle for the people around us. But when we go into deep levels of selfishness in a positive sense, that selfishness can mean perhaps that we are looking for more love in the world. Part of the reason that I've made Terabify through my psychoanalysis of my situations when I was younger, and of all the situations in my life, the reason that I'm doing a lot of this is because I want to be loved. The concept of the beloved being someone that will be far remembered after they have lost their body in the world. And I believe a lot of us are looking for this. Mainly because a lot of the things that come with it are things that media talks about a lot. Money, power, opportunities, mate selection, freedom, prowess, life satisfaction. All of these things come from a deep, deep appreciation for the love that we give out and the love around us, and a desire to have more of it, a greed almost to have more of that. So I say to you, if you are currently existing in a place where you do not believe that the world is giving you the love that you deserve, to make damn sure that you are giving it all of the love that you feel you deserve. And that starts in here first. That starts with loving who you are as a person, your mistakes, your inadequacies, your appearance, your execution, your consistency, your discipline, everything about yourself. You have to begin to parse that out, to massage it and say, okay, it's cool, man, woman, them, totally chill. No problems here. We're good. Right? And the reason that I say that is because that's actually the hardest part. Literally, it's the hardest part. Spending time alone and actually being very happy alone, incredibly difficult to do. For someone like me, as much as someone like that doesn't have any time alone and cannot spend any time alone. It's difficult for both. And when we find that core of ourselves, and we find that thing to love, all of the little things, it becomes a lot easier to look past other people's downturns. Makes it a lot easier to look forward to other people growing despite them lessening us in some capacity. It was said that the prophet would look at the sheep that roamed away from the herds with love, saying, "Sure, you're not going to survive nearly as well as these other ones do, but I love you nonetheless, partially for straying away from the path." That's at least my assessment of that story. And it could be, I'm sure, any of the prophets. Or any of the people that exist currently that take care of sheep. But it's a very important thing, I think, to come across in life when we see something that isn't our ideal of the universe. In fact, it's quite the opposite. In fact, it's the exact opposite of our ideal of the world. When we see something like that and we are still able to love it, means that we are at least willing to understand it. And I think this basic principle is actually one that will move humanity forward in terms of how well connected we are, but also in terms of our impact on the universe. Nature being one of the major things that we should probably be thinking about. And I'll tell you that when you do pursue that deep self-love, that necessary best friend and also general of self mentality, that by virtue of creating the beautiful things in your life, by virtue of creating so many opportunities and giving so much of yourself, the universe will bring people around you that can genuinely love you in the way that you wish to be loved. It will do this, not because you deserve it, but because the universe relies on love as well. That the people that are moving the world forward are often the ones with the biggest hearts. Perhaps they are directed in different places, sure, but real progress, real momentum starts with love. And I'm very, very happy these days that I can say that I'm surrounded by people constantly that love me. And it's not because I became a more likable person, that I'm becoming a more likable person. And it's not because I have some level of monetary wealth. And it's not because of the books that I've read or the little things that I do off of camera. But it is because I have dedicated my life, and I am dedicating my life to giving back to everything else around me, just as much as everything else around me gives to me. Hard equation to balance. But I ask you, in what forms can you give that you are not giving currently? In what forms can you give that you are not giving currently? What is holding you back from giving? I almost guarantee that the answer is a lack of self-love. Okay? I almost guarantee that that's the answer. It's an abstraction, sure. But when it comes down to it, where there's a will, there's a way. And the will comes from in here. It really does. The will comes from everything that we see distilled through our philosophies. I say to you, my friends, spread as much love as you possibly can in your life to make the world a better place, not just humanity. To make literally the particles in the air better. To make it healthier for people around us. To avoid being bad influences on others because of our lack of discipline. Every little thing that we do has an impact on the world around us. If we have bad habits and we show bad habits to other people, we are encouraging them in some ways to pursue those things. And it goes as little as small as swearing in public, which I have often caught myself doing. Or as big as literally running around drunk as shit, naked, and making fun of grown folks. Both of those have impact. Tremendous amounts of impact. One, however, seems to be something that people are more likely to do, the former. The little things that we assume have no impact on other people. Perhaps a lack of self-awareness, but really a lack of discipline. It is said that the most free people in life are the most disciplined. Paradoxical? Sure. But what I've learned is that paradoxes are often part of the truth. Hopefully you found this interesting. Please smash that thumbs up button if you liked it or if it inspired you in some way. Subscribe, leave me a comment, and I'll see you in the next one. Actualize your potential catalyst. This world needs you. Take care of yourself.